When dark days came to us, we found no haven or escape. All our prayers go unanswered to take away this fear within. Our screams shake this tear-stained land.
You begin Resident Evil 5 as a character from previous Resident Evil games, Chris Redfield. You've been sent to Africa in search of a black market stealer who's been trying to sell viruses. Resident Evil 5 really has a whole new level of creepiness due to the details in the environments and the interactions with the enemies. So it kind of brings a whole new feel to the Resident Evil series that couldn't have been there on the past systems. You soon find that the villagers are infected with a virus called Las Plagas. Not only does the virus infect immediately, but they're also able to be controlled. The action begins when a horde of infected villagers is ordered to attack you. The combat style in this game is similar to the style that was used in Resident Evil 4. Depending on where you shoot the enemies, it has a different effect. So if you shoot them in the legs, they'll cripple their leg and they might fall down or stumble. And if you shoot them in the arms, they might drop their weapon. And of course, like in all Resident Evil, you still want to shoot them in the head. One important element about this combat system is that you have to stop in order to shoot. So you can't be running around and shooting at the same time. And before I played this game, I got kind of nervous because it looked like in the demos and the trailers that you almost had to run past the enemies, turn around, and then start shooting at them. And it seemed like they were kind of easy to kill, since whenever they charged at you, you could just run by them and then turn around and start shooting. But after playing for a little bit, I realized how intense the game is. It's not so much that there's one enemy on the screen at a time that you can keep running by back and forth. But what they do is they have so many enemies that, you know, you'll be running past one and there's going to be other enemies over there. So if you run down a hallway and then you stop to turn around and shoot the enemy you ran past, there are going to be other enemies already there that are going to start attacking you. So it really was a lot more intense than I thought it was going to be. This game also continues with the context-sensitive controls from Resident Evil 4. So during a cutscene you might have to press a button in order to dodge an attack or duck under a pipe. But they also added it into the combat system. So if an enemy's dazed, you could sometimes run up and press a button and either uppercut them or kick them. Another cool element that's been added to Resident Evil 5 is the ability to play co-op with either someone else on your own screen or online. Even back whenever I was playing Resident Evil 1, I've always wanted a co-op Resident Evil. I always thought it would be the coolest thing ever. So, I mean, I saw the Umbrella Chronicles come out for the Wii, and I got all excited. I figured this is a co-op Resident Evil, you know, it's going to be great. And I went out and rented it, and it was just an on-rails shooter. So it wasn't really the style of the old Resident Evils that I was really looking for. So I was really kind of hesitant about playing the co-op on this. I figured I might just go through and play it one player. And then I decided my buddy and I really like playing co-op games. So we figured, you know, we'd try it out, see how it goes. And after playing this game, I would definitely put it in my top 5 co-op games of all time. If you like co-op games and shooters, you're definitely going to enjoy this game. Even if you don't really like the Resident Evil styles as much, it's definitely worth playing just for the co-op aspects. It almost reminded me of an Army of Two style, except they worked out all the kinks and, you know, actually made it really good. I mean, Army of Two was okay, but Resident Evil really stepped it up and perfected it. The clips that I'm showing aren't from whenever I was playing co-op, so I'm just going to play some footage from whenever I was playing one player, but I'll explain the things that we were doing in co-op that made it so cool. One thing that was cool is if you lost all of your health and your teammate was right near you, they could resuscitate you, and you'd still have to use healing items to bring up your life, but you wouldn't actually die if they saved you. While this was awesome in co-op, in single player it was kind of made it really easy because the computer character would always be right next to you in single player, and whenever you lost almost all your life, they'd always be right there to resuscitate you. Another thing that I thought was cool in co-op is whenever you use a first aid spray or herbs, if your partner was right next to you, it would also heal them. So it was kind of neat. You'd always want your partner to be around whenever you healed up so that you could both gain the life. Another cool thing in co-op is if you're right next to your teammate and an enemy grabs onto them, you could punch and kick them off of them. The last things that I'll go over for the co-op are the ability to trade items between each other and the weapons system that they worked out in this game. As you kill enemies and break boxes, you'll find new weapons, ammo, herbs, and gold. As you pick up gold, it's evenly split between the two players, so you don't have to fight over what gold you get. And whenever you find ammo, those you either have to split, or what my buddy and I did is I used the rifle and the machine gun, and he used the shotgun and the magnum. So as we played through levels, if I got his bullets, I'd give them to him, and he'd give me mine. This system works the same in one player, except it's more like your computer partner is just carrying around your items for you, and sometimes they'll misuse, healing items whenever you don't really want them to and things like that, but overall the one player was still really good. Some other things that were really cool about this game, whether you played it single player or co-op, is the ability to upgrade your weapons. As you progress through the game, you find new weapons, and then you're able to buy them in the store. And not only can you use those weapons, but you can also upgrade them. So as you go through the levels, you get, treasures and gold, and you can sell them for money, and then you can use that money to upgrade your different weapons. So you can increase the capacity of bullets that the gun can hold, the reload time, and the power. I thought this turned into a really addicting system. I've always liked upgrading my weapons and everything like that, so it really made me go out of my way to kind of find the treasures and get more money so I could upgrade. Whenever I was playing through, there were definitely plenty of points where the atmosphere was so creepy and you were so nervous about what was going to be coming around the corner, and it really made me jump because I was startled and a little bit scared at times. But I'd have to say, compared to older Resident Evils, it's not quite as scary. It's not a straight survival horror anymore. Instead of just being a horror game, they have a lot more action, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I think it mixes really well, and I really liked it, but there'll be a lot of times whenever it won't really be scary at all. It'll just be like something straight out of an action movie. Overall, I definitely think that this game is worth buying. Whether you're going to play it single player or co-op, it's still a great game. I beat the game in I think maybe 13 hours, and also after you beat the game there's a mercenaries mode, which you can kill zombies in a certain amount of time, and you get points so that you can upgrade things and unlock extra items at the end of the game. There have also been online content that's been added, which I haven't had the chance to play, but that would definitely make the game even more worth buying. So as a final score, I'm going to give Resident Evil 5 a 10 for co-op and an 8.5 for single player. Thanks for watching. Please check out my channel, and I hope you subscribe for my future videos.